Hi everyone. Today in this video let us discuss about the disulfiram, how this drug acts and what are the side effects and clinical uses. Disulfiram is one of the drugs which is used in the treatment of chronic alcoholism. So this drug can be used to prevent the alcohol addiction in the patients, and when this drug is given to the patients with their consent, it can reduce the alcohol intake in the patient because of few of the adverse side effects produced by the disulfiram. Similarly, this drug shows some anti-cancer activity, but use of this drug in the treatment of cancer is not still approved. Disulfiram is mainly used in the treatment of chronic alcoholism. So today in this video, let us see how this disulfiram acts in alcohol addiction. First of all, let us see the structure of the disulfiram. You can see that the disulfiram is a organosulfur compound. This drug is having the sulfur atoms within the carbon chain, so it's an organosulfur compound. The chain that disulfiram is chemically belonging to the thiram group of compounds. That's why disulfiram is a thiram derivative with different alkyl substitutions, and here you can observe it is having the 4 ethyl groups that are going to be attached on the 2 nitrogens. That's why this is a tetraethyl thiram derivative. And at the center of the structure we can also observe a disulfide linkage. So that's why disulfiram is the tetraethyl thiram disulfide. So this is the chemical name of this disulfiram, from which we can easily derive the name of this drug. Disulfi is going to be derived from the disulfide, and ram is going to be derived from the thiram. So disulfiram is a tetraethyl thiram disulfide derivative. Now let us see how this drug is going to act in the alcohol metabolism. Within the liver, the alcohol, which is nothing but the ethanol, is going to be metabolized such that it is undergoing the oxidation process. And here the oxidation is a process of removal of the hydrogens. So from the ethanol, hydrogens are going to be removed from the carbon and oxygen, so that this ethanol is going to be converted into acetaldehyde. You can easily observe here hydrogens are removed from the carbon and oxygen, so that the alcohol is converted to acetaldehyde. And this reaction is mediated by alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme. Dehydrogenase is one of the enzymes which removes the hydrogens, resulting in the oxidation. And this alcohol dehydrogenase is commonly written as ADH. And in order to take the hydrogen, there should be an acceptor in order to carry the hydrogens. So here the NAD plus acts as a cofactor, which is going to be converted into NADH plus H plus. So here you can easily observe the 2 hydrogens are going to be removed from the ethanol, so that ethanol is going to be converted to acetaldehyde. So this is the first step in this ethanol metabolism, and this step can be observed in the various tissues. For example, within the liver it can be observed, as well as within the brain it can be observed, where the CYP2E can be involved, and another enzyme catalase can also convert the ethanol into acetaldehyde. In this way, this step is mediated by 3 types of process, like the CYP2E1, alcohol dehydrogenase, as well as the catalase enzyme. Next step in the alcohol metabolism is further oxidation of the acetaldehyde. Now this acetaldehyde undergoes oxidation such that it is going to give the acetic acid. Here you can observe that hydrogens are not removed, but oxygen is going to be introduced. So addition of oxygen is also called as oxidation process, and here one of the enzyme involved is the ALDH, aldehyde dehydrogenase enzyme. And again here the dehydrogenase enzyme is going to be involved. That means hydrogens are going to be removed, but it is not removed from the acetaldehyde. So they are going to be removed from the water molecule, and the remaining oxygen is going to be added to the acetaldehyde, such that acetaldehyde is going to be converted to acetic acid. So again here there should be an acceptor for the hydrogens. So again NAD plus can act as a cofactor, which is going to be converted to NADH and H plus, so that hydrogens are removed from the water molecule and oxygen is going to be added to the acetaldehyde. In this way, acetaldehyde can be converted to acetic acid. And here the disulfiram is one of the drug which is going to block this step. It is going to block the aldehyde dehydrogenase enzyme. Thereby, it inhibits the conversion of the acetaldehyde into acetic acid. So the second step in the alcohol metabolism is going to be blocked by disulfiram. But how it is going to block this enzyme? We can relate the mechanism with its structure, and let us see what helps in the structure of disulfiram in order to block the enzymatic activity. So this is a disulfiram structure, and you can see that it is somewhat symmetrical, and it is having a disulfide bridge. At the center of the structure it can be cleaved such that it is going to form one of the intermediate which can bind to the enzymes and can inhibit the enzymatic activity. But what is the name of this intermediate? So let us compare this structure with another structure which is having the oxanes here, and this is a simple carbamate. So this is an amide which is forming an ester, that is a carbon plus 8 carbamate. Now if we compare the intermediate that is going to form, it is having the sulfur instead of the oxygen. So this is a thiocarbamate, but here 2 sulfur groups are there, so it is a dithiocarbamate. And this dithiocarbamate is attached with the 2 alkyl groups. These alkyl groups are nothing but the diethyl groups, so we can give the prefix diethyl. So whatever the intermediate that is going to be formed is the diethyl dithiocarbamate, which can be denoted as DDTC, diethyl dithiocarbamate. And this intermediate can act on the enzymes having the thiol groups, thereby it can inhibit the enzymatic activity. Now this is the DDTC, the diethyl dithiocarbamate, which can interact with the enzymes which are having the thiol groups. So one of the enzyme here already have discussed is the aldehyde dehydrogenase enzyme. Now this DDTC can act on one of the thiol group present on the enzyme, so that it is going to form a linkase with the thiol group of the enzyme. Now when it is going to bind in this way, the sulfur is getting the positive charge which is not stable, so that this DDTC group can be removed from this sulfur, and this positive charge can be shared with the other thiol group by removal of the hydrogen, and they can form a linkage between the 2 sulfur groups. And whenever the thiol groups are going to form a disulfide bridge on the enzyme, the enzymatic activity is going to be inhibited. In this way, disulfiram can inhibit the enzymatic activity by formation of a disulfide bridge on the thiol groups within the enzyme, which results in the loss of enzymatic activity. But in order to produce this action, disulfiram is initially converted into DDTC, diethyl dithiocarbamate, which can interact with the thiol groups, and further it can cause the disulfide linkase on the enzyme. Now let us see what happens when the disulfiram is given along with the alcohol. So already we have seen disulfiram can inhibit the metabolism of the alcohol, so that it is going to inhibit the conversion of the acetaldehyde into acetic acid. So when the disulfiram is given along with the alcohol, it results in the inhibition of the metabolism of the alcohol at the acetaldehyde step. So acetaldehyde is going to be accumulated within the blood. Then what happens? What are the effects of the acetaldehyde? Acetaldehyde is very toxic and highly reactive. It can stimulate the release of the few of the mediators like the histamine and bradykinin. These 2 mediators are going to produce the vasodilatation. And this vasodilatation can be observed as a flushing, particularly facial flushing is going to be observed, which results in the reddening of the face in the patients. And this acetaldehyde can also stimulate the release of the epinephrine and norepinephrine from the central nervous system, which stimulate the sympathetic system, resulting in the tachycardia, increase in the heart rate. And when the sympathetic system is going to be stimulated, it can also result in the elevated levels of the blood pressure at the intermediate accumulation of the acetaldehyde. And when this acetaldehyde is further accumulated, it may result in the opposite effects. Because of the sensitization, it can decrease the heart rate as well as it can decrease the blood pressure. In this way, at low levels, it can produce a vasodilatation and flushing. At intermediate levels, it produces a tachycardia and increase the blood pressure. And at very high levels, it can reduce the heart rate and decrease the blood pressure. And apart from these physiological effects, acetaldehyde produces some intolerable side effects like unpleasant taste, which results in the avoiding of the alcohol intake along with the disulfiram in order to prevent these unpleasant side effects of the acetaldehyde. In this way, disulfiram should be given to the chronic alcoholics with their own consent and their knowledge. And when they are going to take disulfiram intentionally, it can produce the aversion towards the alcohol intake because of the unpleasant effects caused by acetaldehyde. What are the side effects? Disulfiram produces few of the central side effects like the drowsiness, headache, metallic taste, fatigue. All these are the central side effects that can be observed with the disulfiram. And it can also produce few of the skin rashes and acne, and peripheral neuropathy, some desensitization, numbness can also be observed in the patients. How it is given? Disulfiram is given as a tablet form by oral route. It is available at the 2 doses around 250 mg and 500 mg. As this drug is going to produce the aversion towards the intake of the alcohol, so this drug should be given in the patients who are intentional to avoid the alcohol intake. Disulfiram can produce aversion in these patients, thereby it can reduce the alcohol intake, but this drug should not be given to the patients without their knowledge, which results in the severe cardiovascular as well as central side effects. And another important thing is that this drug should not be given during the alcohol intoxication, and at least 12 hours before the administration of this drug, alcohol should not be taken in order to avoid unwanted side effects. So that's about the disulfiram. Disulfiram is one of the drugs which is used in the treatment of chronic alcoholism. And this drug is going to block the second step in the alcohol metabolism, where it is going to inhibit the conversion of the acetaldehyde into acetic acid by inhibition of the aldehyde dehydrogenase enzyme, which results in the accumulation of the acetaldehyde. Whenever the acetaldehyde levels are going to be accumulated, it can result in the hypotension, flushing initially, and later it can stimulate the sympathetic system to produce the tachycardia and increase in the blood pressure. And finally, it can produce the decrease in the heart rate and decrease in the blood pressure. And when the alcohol is going to be taken after the administration of the disulfiram, it produces some unpleasant physiological effects, which results in the avoiding of intake of alcohol by the patients. So that's for today. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends, post your comments in the comment box. Thank you for watching this video.